Situation should not worry us.
Okay, so that's the finance minister. But let's move on to a CNBC TV18 exclusive then. We learned from sources that SEBI has sought latest details on FPI clients' beneficial owners. The market regulator has asked FPI depository participants to provide the information by the 30th of September or risk losing their registration. Prashant joins in with the details on this story.
Well, thanks very much for that. Now, what we understand from industry sources is that SEBI has written an email to banks who deal with FPI registration as a process. This email was sent out last Friday evening with a focus basically on two issues. One is FPI registration and the second is beneficial ownership. Let me explain this a bit. So what is SEBI saying? SEBI is asking what are called designated depository participants to reach out to their foreign portfolio investors by the 31st of March 2023. Designated depository participants, DDPs, by the way, are units within banks who deal with the specific function of FPI registration. So SEBI is asking these entities, DDPs, to in turn ask their FPIs who are registered with them to give them the updated beneficial owner details by the 30th of September this year. So there are very clear timelines here from the regulator. The SEBI communication says that if this is not done by the 30th of September, these FPIs would then become ineligible to continue their registration, which would then, according to the email, mean that they will have to sell their holdings, liquidate their holdings by the 31st of March 2024. I mean, I would like to add here that we've written to SEBI for an official comment and we are awaiting a response from them. Now, to explain this issue with some examples, right? As I said, SEBI is focusing on two things. Number one is registration of FPIs. If I can sort of use an example, if there is, for example, a German bank, which is a unit based out of Hong Kong or Singapore or anywhere else, which invests as an FPI in Indian markets, SEBI is saying that the legal entity in this particular example, in this particular case, is the German bank, right? And not the unit operating out of Hong Kong or Singapore. Number two, the second issue the SEBI's communication touches upon is identification of beneficial ownership. So if there is a FPI investing in India and there is no entity which can be clearly identified as the owner, the threshold for to be considered an owner is having 10% or more invested in a fund, or control. If these two criteria are not met and a natural kind of owner or controller cannot be identified, then the beneficial owner has to be identified as a very senior person and not a junior person or someone managing money, etc. It has to be at a managing partner kind of level. All in all, clear communication from SEBI that it wants to know the end beneficial owner of FPIs, and there are clear timelines given by which it wants this information as well. As I said, we've written to SEBI and are awaiting a response from them. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Prashant. Thanks very much for that important story there. We need to take a short break, but we'll connect with Rakesh Khanna, who's the MD and CEO of